My next one is Tesla, and I only have in my account like 0.13 shares, but I wanted to put it on the scorecard because it's a expensive stock, so fractional shares go a long way. The core thesis is that Tesla is a multifaceted technology company, really an AI company, that is accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy by designing, manufacturing, and selling high performance electric vehicles, scalable energy generation and storage systems, and developing autonomous driving and artificial intelligence robots. That's kind of it. I'm not going to go on and on about this company that probably most people know quite well, but suffice to say that I think of it when I put it in the bucket as an AI company, like maybe one of the world's, maybe the world's leading producer of taking data and using it to make actual objects that run on AI, like the full self driving now experiment live in Austin, and the soon to be mass produced Optimus robot that, in theory, is going to revolutionize how all manufacturing takes place. That's my bull thesis for why invest in Tesla. It's those bits of it. I actually downgraded this stock, Badger, down in my mind's conviction. I gave it 5 bananas, which is sort of neutral ish. The downgrade is because I think in the short term, and this might end up biting me in the ass. I think in the short term, the political fallout from both the left and the right will actually dent the revenue coming in from the car portion of the business enough such that the financials will look a little bit dicey. How can you give a premium multiple to a company that is actually losing revenue or going, in the reverse, which is I think what we're going to see maybe this quarter, maybe even next quarter. But then to kind of counter argue against myself as I was going through the slides and doing the research for this, I came across Tesla's new charging station that has this new fancy alien ship looking diner. It reminded me that this is a company that is kind of as imaginative as Apple used to be and really pushing the edges of what's possible with, great engineering, a kind of go for broke design teams. What can we make? How can we play with all this massive engineering talent we have? And I thought to myself, man, like as one instance, if you want to switch over to electric charging, you might be afraid of the electric charging experience. But what if that turned into more of a kind of Disney attraction where you're looking forward to going to one of these diners that feels out of this world? And I think Tesla is this company that kind of does so many things that are not just interesting, but they push the edges on what's possible and what people think of as their experience, like what it means to drive. That long term, I am sure I'm going to be a big Tesla owner again. I'm just not yet willing to make a substantial investment now after what Elon and his political shenanigans have put us through over the last, call it, 6 months.
Yeah, that's fair. You talked me down on my conviction rating for this one. I've actually got a pretty big allocation to this in my real money portfolio, and I consider it a core holding. And it would have been up until the last month or so, probably would have been like 8 or 9 badges from me. But like Elon's comments in the last couple of weeks that he's going to start his own political party, like, holy Christ, just like get out of this arena, dude. Like, just focus on the businesses. Get out of the political space. You're not helping anybody doing this. So yeah, I'm down to like 7 badges, and even that might be like an optimistic 7 badges.
And as we talk through this, I'm already noticing a bit of discomfort because I know I'm market timing. And that's in the past. I mean, what I mean by that is I'm basically saying I think the stock's going to be lower in the future. But that framework has often not worked out well for me because the excellent companies just continue to execute despite whatever, pitfalls they might have to traverse. So I worry that I'm going to be, buying the shares even higher than they are today, and yet I just can't pull the trigger to buy at today's prices. The next, yeah, because the next earnings call, my prediction is the numbers are going to be, call it bad, and then but we're going to get a bunch of rah rah narratives about how great the future will be, and I think I'll believe all that. But how the market will react to worsening numbers and more rah rah is to be determined. I'm saying it's not going to be great.
I've never sort of said this before. Maybe I've just thought of it. I don't know if it's true, but like one thing you're really good at, you like spotting like inflection points and catalysts, and you build that into your investing strategy. Whereas I tend to take more of a like, just where is it going to be in 10 years' time and invest based on that. Albeit I do like balance based on valuation. Well, often the earnings call for a company is a big catalyst. And you were saying about one of your companies yesterday, like, you've got an option and you've got three earnings calls in that option period, like three opportunities. With Tesla, I wonder, like you're right, typically the earnings calls are going to be like bad events, but it's one of these companies where Musk is such a public figure, and like their progress is so sort of visible in one way, because you're seeing like influencers on the streets of Austin driving the cars, or a car kills someone. It's going to happen at some point, and they won't be able to bury it. It's not a company where like quarterly earnings is going to be the most impactful thing. The most impactful thing is going to be like some social media either madness or incredible success, where suddenly Optimuses are out there. Well, just yesterday I saw like the LA restaurant that you just talked about, the Tesla diner, and like a video of an Optimus in the restaurant, like serving popcorn. Like, we're going to start seeing these things in the real world, albeit in controlled environments. And these are the kind of things, because it's all story with Tesla. These are the kind of things that are going to be like the major catalyst. So I do wonder if you're putting yourself in a tricky position by staying out, maybe because this will just like creep up on you. Suddenly, the stock will go bananas yet again, and you won't have seen it coming.
Although a few nuances here, it's interesting because in the King of the Jungle, I'm not touching that, and maybe because
But
I've convinced myself it's not that much, but it's up 75% for me, and I had a moment where I thought about selling, and I thought, no, this is my public portfolio. I don't wish to sell the company. It's just that I sold out of it in my real world, portfolio, which for our purposes is the less important one because it's not what I'm doing publicly. So I'm basically a shareholder. I remain a shareholder in Tesla. Two, I do want to add a nuanced point, which is that there's a recent big to do about tariffs on batteries. And it seems like because Tesla is a major growth sector for them, but they make lithium ion batteries, they could be negatively impacted by all those tariffs. And that's one of the reasons that I like my other baby so much is Tesla's kind of proving just how badly or how, it is the moment for energy storage solutions, but this could be another headwind for them because those tariffs are actually close to an outright ban on anything having to do with Chinese materials. So, not sure how Tesla's going to solve that one.